what's up guys, it's Lego Hobo 910 here with another Lego video, and in this video this is the third part of my planned 4-part series that I'm doing this summer of my various Lego Star Wars armies. First we did Imperials, and then Clones, and now Droids. The next one will be Rebels. So before I get into this is the first video I'm recording with my new phone, so the camera quality is probably going to look a bit better than previously, so I hope you like that. But also, it may be a bit weird because, this is like the first time really recording with my phone. So I'm with my new phone, so I'm still kind of getting used to how it works. So if things seem a bit off sometimes, that might be why, or things aren't quite how they usually are. I'm still trying to adjust with the way that this new phone's camera works. So anyway, let's get right into looking at the droid army. So we're going to start with the figures like we have with every other video. I have 35 troops in this. I'm counting, builds like this, like the Droidkas. But even though, some of these vehicles back here do have, droid brains, I'm not counting them because they're not kind of figure scale. So depending on if you want to count the Droidkas or not, it could be 33. It still makes it my second biggest army so far. It is slightly larger than the clones in figure count, but a lot smaller than the Imperials. So over here we just kind of have, our generic B1 battle droids. There are 17 of those. And up here we have two semi-rare tactical droids, and this one kind of two semi-rare commando droids, and then this one super rare tactical droid here, which only came in one set ever, which was also a limited edition set. So that's a pretty cool figure to have in the army. Then we also have our commander, and then 2 pilot droids, as well as 4 what LEGO calls Kashyyyk battle droids, even though you never see them in the Battle of Kashyyyk, and they look more like the AAT pilot droids, the droid tank pilots. So you can use them as Kashyyyk battle droids, or special force droids, or you could just have them, be what they look more like as the AAT pilots. Then I also have 6 super battle droids back here, and I actually have 2 different variants. It might be kind of hard to see. These 5 are one variant, and then here's another one. As you can see, they're a slightly different shade of silver. I believe this one's like dark metallic silver, and then this one's just like plain old metallic silver or something. I don't remember quite exactly what they are, but this one, is a slightly different color, slightly shinier looking. And in the back, we have 2 of these built-up Droidekas that came in a battle pack. And a lot of people aren't fans of this Droideka design and think it's like the worst of the 3 or 4 Droideka designs that they've had. I personally don't mind them that much. I think they could definitely be a bit smaller, but all the other Droideka designs are about the same size as well. It'd also be kind of hard to build Droidekas smaller. So now let's go back and look at some of the vehicles. So here we have 2 Staps, as well as this little speeder that came with the tactical droid here for it to kind of ride. And I've just put those Staps on some little black base plates, because the clear dish doesn't really stand up on a base plate by itself. And back here we have 2 different versions of the spider droids. This one, which I like the articulation of more, but I also have a problem with the articulation with the fact that it's too loose. I like the fact that it has more articulation, but yeah, like I said, as you can see, it's kind of loose, making it really hard to pose stably and nicely. Whereas this one, I don't quite like the look of the legs as much, and it doesn't quite have as much articulation, but it's much more stable, and also I like the fact that, it has a transparent cylinder under there to help stabilize it. Though I do like the blaster design of this better, because this one they just kind of shoved in a stud shooter. So there's 2 spider droids there. Then in the back there we have a Hailfire droid that came with this spider droid. Then 2 different versions of Vulture droids. One which I believe is like a year or 2 newer than that one, but still kind of a older version. That's a set that LEGO needs to remake, is a Vulture droid, preferably like a blue kind of Clone Wars one. And over here we have the biggest vehicle in the droid army, which is my droid gunship. And then we also have this little droid transport from the Battle of Naboo. It's kind of hard to get droid vehicle builds, as they don't make too many, prequel-inspired sets in the first place. And then even then they don't make too many droid builds, because I know most people aren't that interested in the droid builds, they prefer the clone builds. I want a nice balance of both, though, so I wish they made more droid builds. Though it is fairly easy to mass a large number of just droid figures, mostly because they come in, like, every prequel theme set, and in every one they throw in, like, 2 or 3. So the figures are fairly easy to come by, but getting lots of droid vehicles is kind of hard. So I know this army is a lot smaller than the other ones that I've made videos on so far, and also the video is therefore a lot shorter, so I'm sorry that this video is kind of a tiny video, but I figured, if I was doing clones, I better also do droids, plus then I also have a nice even 4 videos, so here's my droid army. It's not that massive, but I still hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun kind of revisiting a lot of these old sets, especially kind of the older Vulture droids. So I hope you enjoyed watching it. But that's all from me for now, and bye.